you divinely guided and you doing something that is ordained by God, remember, everybody else talking about every level new devil. No, every level new God. There's a new frequency that you tap into, right? Y'all ever heard about the effect that when you observe something and you notice it, like a red car, you start to see it more often. You start to see it more frequently, right? That's the effect that you have. Oh, you start to wear blue pants. You see everybody else wearing blue pants. It becomes entered into your frequency. So when you have a negative, stagnant attitude, you create that frequency within your environment and you trap yourself in it and you can't break out of it until you think and attract a new way of vibrating, a new way of living, a new frequency to be on. And I want to see y'all get to that, man. And I want to see us as a whole get to that. And you got to be tapped into that supermind. You got to be tapped into a good environment. You have to be consistently learning. Knowledge is the asset. You understand me? Learning is the process of wealth, right? Because even when you talk wealth, it's about the knowledge that's passed down through generations. You understand me? It's the knowledge that's passed down through generations. Like I'm doing the BWO, we got that launching. And when this BWO launch, it's about giving you new skill sets. It's about helping you become, proficient and these new tools of the future, such as blockchain and Web3 and artificial intelligence and things you can utilize to increase your business, learning how to trade and code and, just being a leader ahead of your time. These are things that you need to know now, that if you wait, you're going to be a consumer forever. But if you catch on now, you're going to have value. And see, I don't mind paying for value, going through the process of value, the experience, the training, whatever I need to do, I have to get to it in order to grow. And it's nobody else's responsibility but your own. I know people who try to make their next level my responsibility. And even if it causes them pain, if it causes them grief, if it causes them depression, if it causes them to go in a dark place, it's still not my responsibility. Everybody's next level is their responsibility. It is always your responsibility. You can have empathy, you can help, you can assist, but you cannot do for others what they're supposed to do for themselves. And nobody's supposed to do for you what you have the ability to do for yourself. Man, when I look at accomplished, powerful people, I only think the amount of time it takes for them to build their mind, to be in the flow of achievement, and the process, the rigorous, the steps, the learning curve, the dark times, the stress, because when they say it's lonely at the top, it doesn't mean you have to have physical loneliness, but the loneliness comes from people not being able to relate to the perspective of somebody who goes and gets it relentlessly. You can no longer relate to people because their problems aren't your problems. Oh man, I can't talk to. They won't even get it. They won't even get that. So damn, they all won't even get it. I gotta talk to y'all like my old self. I can't talk to y'all based on my progress. I have to talk to y'all based on the commonalities and factors that we have in common based on who I was. Because you didn't keep growing. And you have so much in common with the person that I was that you bring me back to that person every time we speak. But I can't speak to you based on who I am now because we don't share the same perspective. We don't share the same problems. We don't share the same view of life. So the loneliness comes from the fact that you may now only know 2 people, 3 people, 5 people in life that can even relate to the perspective. So it's lonely. But you have to learn how to be comfortable in your own company, and you're never alone because you're there with yourself. You're there with God. You're there with your spirit. You feel me? So I don't feel the experience of loneliness because I'm always going to find somebody with commonality. Like right now, my bro Rashad be calling me, right? Out of everybody that hit my phone, most of my peers I know, they don't actually hit my phone. People don't be checking up on Big Keys to see if I'm all right. I'm the type of person that call everybody else. Because I come across strong because I am. But at the same time, I appreciate my bro Rashad relationship we got because bro called me just to talk. It ain't gonna do no better, ain't doing nothing. but we share perspective and commonality on going through some of the same things because we're on a trajectory of growth. So we're able to have long range conversations, and anytime I talk to people, it's usually a long conversation, but I'm always high energy, and I'm always talking about growth and ideas and vision, right? So I feel like, I'm probably not that person that you call when, you feeling weak. I'm that person you call when you feeling strong, and I'm gonna give you more strength. And if you call me weak, I'm definitely gonna give you strength, but I don't want you to try to take mine. I want you to add to it. So we're sharing strength. Like this, it's a different type of thing. I don't want you to call me at your weakest, right? And I got to give you strength, and that's taken away from mine. I want you to call me while you have strength, because as I give to you, you'll give to me, and it will be reciprocal, and we will make each other strong. So I've had too many relationships in life growing up with family, friends, peers, society, where it's one-sided, and I only have something to give, but the other person doesn't have the ability to reciprocate the value that's being given. And as you grow, you have to factor in the changes that you go through, because every level of life, everybody will fall off that are not growing with you. And it's okay, because I just look at like, okay, once I get to this place, it's a lot of people that won't make it. But that's not going to stop me from growing. I'm not going to look at who's been left behind and get depressed. No, I will be impressed by myself, saying that, wow, look how high you've been. Look who you are. Look how different you are. Like, you continue to grow. Look how much God continues to favor you. If you think of life as like, you got to get to the kingdom of God and heaven and all those, God, like, whoever comes up here, man, you meant to be here. And as you going and you telling people like, God got more levels to get to. God say it's more rooms. God say it's more abundance. God say it's more life to live. And everybody like, man, well, we happy at this level. Well, all right, enjoy that level, but I'm about to go where God told me I can go. And so there's people that, don't want to continue to be in God's grace and continue to grow in God's favor, and that's fine. They want to be content where they at and maintain that level. But me, I can only live in the favor of growth. So God know I'm living. He like, okay, you ask me what I got going on, man, it's some new things going. Oh, yeah, we got the CNBC interview tonight. Oh, we got the tour popping. Oh, yeah, we got the course coming. Oh, I just got off the phone with so-and-so and them. We working on this thing, this, that, and the third. You feel me? It's always going to be like that for some people. It's always going to be like that for some people. I need you to understand that, man, because some people is always working on themselves and the reality around them. Right? Today I was working on my schedule because I was listening to this woman, and she said the most dangerous thing is to have too many things on your schedule but not having the capacity for the potential of being able to get those things done. And I'm thinking like, damn, man, sometimes you frustrated because you got so many things going on, but you don't have the capacity to handle these things at a high level. So it's up to you to set out a system that allows you the capacity to deal with the growth, to deal with the ideas, to deal with the vision. So I say, shit, man, I got to chill out a little bit. I need to make sure. So today I put out 5 things that I needed to do, and I said, shit, we just gonna focus on this. Right? We just gonna focus on this. We just gonna focus on this. Somebody say, I'm 20, but I feel like I'm older. That's the worst thing. You don't want to ever feel like you older. This is something I'm gonna take a side step, because I gotta get out the car in 9 minutes. One of the worst things is to think you feel like you older, or to wish you were older. Let me explain why. And it has a lot to do with the specific language of old. See, I explained this on a high level conversation. That's why the mind is the most powerful. It's the most powerful. Yo, the CNBC bid is on right now. They telling me, I just got queued that it's on right now. We gonna get it recorded. I'm gonna drop it, but we global with the movement. If I've never been 40 years old before in my life, so that's that'd be a new age for me. I've been 19 before. I've been 20. I've been 25. That's an old age for me. I've experienced that age. I've been there before. That's an old age, right? It was a time I was going through a case. I'm fighting a case. I was accused of assault. They said that, I participated, in beating somebody's ass, right? So, I fought the case. I beat the case. February 2nd, 2010, I beat that case, right? During that case, I felt old. I felt old, let me tell you why, because I didn't feel like I had control of my future because I didn't know what it would be. I was facing up to 10 years, right, in prison. So it's like, shit, I felt old. I was stressed. I didn't have control of my life. I wasn't living in the moment. I was thinking about the future and I was stressed on it, right? So that was different. So that's one concept of thinking old, right? The other concept of thinking old is really a reverse. Every level of life that we go through, every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every month, every year is a new experience for us. If you've never been, the next age you go through, you've never been there before, it's a new experience for you. It's not only a new experience for you mentally, it's a new experience for you biologically, right? Biologically, your cells are going to change. Your brain chemistry is going to change. The way you process information will change. Because your brain go through developmental processes during 25, during 30, during 35, right? You literally go through these scientific biological changes. So these are new ways that your body is processing information, processing food, processing everything. So you're going into these new ages, but you're operating them as an old operator because you're still operating age 25 the way you did at age 18. You think you can learn the same. You think your brain processes information the same. Right? You can't work out the same at 30 that you worked out when you was 15. You have a new body. It is going through changes. So when I changed the old into the new and I understood that, I'm going through new developmental changes, not old developmental changes. I reversed the aging process on my life, and then I had to learn how to manage myself at these new ages. I said, God damn. I don't know how to manage 30s. I don't know how to manage 40s. I don't know these are something I have to learn. You feel me? Every level of life comes with a new management, and people don't always teach you about your brain development, relationship development, life development. You have to learn these. These are new processes. So when you think you're getting old and you don't realize you're actually becoming new because you're going through something new, you understand me? You don't realize you need new knowledge to deal with this new age. See, you think you're going into an old age so you can deal with it with old knowledge. You need new knowledge to deal with the new age. That's why you have to develop as you grow. And so when you change and reverse the mindset that you're going into a new age, that's why they say we're going to the age of Aquarius, the age of Scorpio, all these different ages. These are new ages. Nobody ever talked about the future at old unless they're talking about themselves. It's the only time we talk about the future being old is when we relate it to ourselves. From the moment we start living, we start grading ourselves as if we're old because we think towards death instead of towards life. It's just a process. In every level of life, there's something to look forward to. You dig? So when you can reverse that mindset right there, it changes your entire life. It changes everything for you. So when you live a life where you put a spell on your mind or where it tells you that you're dying, you're getting old, your mind starts to factor in that vision and you produce that vision into reality because that's what you believe. You can reverse and start to feel like a 16-year-old. See, some of y'all don't believe that. Well, I don't know. I feel old. It's so mentally ingrained into your belief system that you have to go through a subconscious process of learning how to change it and learning how to live different. Did you know during 40 years old to 50 is where you have peak, listen to this. This is when you have peak creativity. I think they said George Lucas didn't write Star Wars till he was 50. Like most people experience their highest levels of success, in 40s and 50s. So imagine, right, Tyler Perry getting to the age he is, becoming a billionaire and not looking forward to that age because somebody told him what it's going to feel like. See, this is why it's important. This is why people have, you know, some people live longer because their outlook on life is longer. They might not be the vegan. They might not live the best. They might not work out, but their outlook on life is stronger than somebody who eats everything the right way. And by the way, eating the right way is, you don't get a trophy for that. That's regular. We have made regular things extraordinary. That's regular. I just want to really understand that. Like people that lived, hundreds of years ago, all they ate was organic food. All they ate was right. Our ancestors, that wasn't no accomplishment. That's just eating. The way you think is the extraordinary process. If you think extraordinary, because it complements what you eat. Your vision is more powerful than your diet. Your belief is more powerful than your diet. You can program food with your belief to be healthy for you because of the way you believe. Like, you gotta, come on, man, y'all don't get it. Erica Ford understands. She said in your 50s, why? Because you know why? Because you get to a different level of truth in your 50s. You stop trying to live for everybody else. You start to live in a different purposeful way. So all there's left is the core of what you really want out of life when you're doing it right. So you turn back into that childlike creativity. What I want to do. How can these things be better? You stop lying to yourself through all these different ages and stop struggling with that eternal concept of who you are, and you're more clearer to start developing and creating. I don't care what they think. I'm going to do this. So you become more creative. You feel me? Like, some people are like, boy, you beyond your years. No, this is where, this not beyond my years. This is where you're supposed to be. I'm just tapped into who I am at this young age. Like, knowledge is not just in wisdom. It's considered to be an age of, maturity, because in order for things to become, when wine becomes, mature, people like that. It's a more, it's a different kind of taste.